Hi everyone, here we are again. So now we've got, I'm calling it Sunday Spine Mobility and Stretch, because I'm not sure how many people have been posting things on Sunday. Although at the moment during this quarantine, I think every day is just rolling one into another, and who knows what day of the week it is. Anyway, happy Sunday, and I hope you enjoy this. It's a little bit more gentle. It's more about moving today and stretching out. And then on Monday, Tuesday, we're going to pick it up again with some stronger stuff. So listen to your body, do what you can, work with ranges of motion that suit you. Don't forget, if you enjoy the video, as always, please give me the thumbs up after you've finished watching it on YouTube, and share the link with all your friends and family. Okay, so we're going to start in a standing position today with the feet hip bone distance apart. You're breathing in to open the chest, squeeze the buttocks to help with the back extension, and exhaling to engage abs, belly button to spine, to round the spine and spread the shoulder blades. I'm breathing in through my nose, squeezing my buttocks to take me into this extension, and exhaling to round. Now the extension, the range of motion is totally up to you. Listen to your lower back. If you feel that just coming to here is enough and opening the chest, then do that. But it's very important, if you do go further, you squeeze the buttocks and you try not to tip the head too much. Keep the chin drawn in. And do 5 more. 3. Spreading those shoulder blades. 2 more. Squeezing the glutes. Exhaling. Inhale. And last one. And back up to neutral. So then, keeping the feet at hip bone distance, hip bone, not hip width, we're going to continue to mobilize the spine by rolling down, starting with the cervical spine. So we're doing this head nod, drawing the chin in, exhaling, engaging the abs, rolling down as far as you can, trying to keep the knees as straight as possible, staying there for a breath in that's going to go here. And then exhale, I'm engaging my buttocks to help with the spinal extension, coming back up. Breathing in to roll the shoulders back and down. So we're exhaling. Inhale to hold. Exhale, engaging the buttocks and coming back up. Now some of you will easily get your hands to the floor, and there'll be others that will maybe only get this far and think, I'm not going any further. You can soften the knees if you want to allow that spine to come down further. Deep breath in and exhale up. Breathe in, roll the shoulders. Do 3 more. Exhale. Inhale, hold. Exhale, squeezing those glutes, coming back up. And breath in is to place the shoulders. 2. And my last one. So I'm going to stay down on this one. Still take my breath in here, but instead now I'm going to bend the knees and walk out onto my hands and knees. And we're going to do the Superman. So in the hands and knees position, hands under the shoulders, make sure they're not too far back, and you have distance between the hands and the knees. If they're too close, you can't lengthen out that spine. We want lots of length through the spine and a neutral neck. So we're going to exhale, slide opposite, arm and leg up to shoulder and hip height, and breathe in to place them again. Pulling up the abs and preventing the shoulder from doing this. So there's things to think about here are fully extend the legs, so engage the thigh muscle and the buttock. Inhale, down, and stabilize the pelvis. So we don't want to lift so high that we do this with the lower back. We're aiming to keep the pelvis and the lower back stabilized. Exhaling and inhaling. It has been known for people to try and do this with the same arm and the same leg. You tend to fall over. As obvious as it may seem that it needs to be opposite sides, sometimes the coordination just doesn't fit into place. So really focus on working opposite side, pulling up the abs. We're going to do 2 more, 1 more each side. Keeping the shoulder girdle stabilized. And my last one. And then release. So now you're ready to go straight into the cat curl with the wave. For those of you who did my Pilates video yesterday, we did this yesterday as well. Slide the hands forward, breathing out to round that spine coming forward, breathing in to release through the pelvis and the lower back, and ease back towards your heels. So I'll say the same thing again with regards to the knees. If you find that going right back here into this full flexion at the knees is uncomfortable, then you only need to move the spine like this and go back this far. You can still roll through the spine with less movement back and forwards. Breathing in, breath back inside of the ribs. Exhale, pull up the abdominals as you go back. Look forwards. So with working through the cervical spine, the neck as well, by looking forwards and towards the heels, and looking forwards and bringing the arms in just to relax in that position. And then from here we're going to do the happy puppy dogs. We need to do some happy exercises. So you all know when little puppies get so excited and they wag their tails, their whole rear end tends to go with them, and that's what we're going to do now, just to help mobilize and release this area of the back. Start with a gentle movement and increase it as suits you. You do need to make sure that your foot can go on the floor where it can slide. It's not going to get stuck on the mat, so go towards the end of your mat a little bit. Shoulder placement, neck placement, pull up through the abs and extend one leg, keeping the big toe on the floor. You're then just going to start to swing the leg from side to side. Don't let go of the abdominals. Allow the hips to move, but you're not letting go of the abdominals. Don't let the tummy relax. And then as you begin to think, okay, that feels okay, you can let the hip movement become a little more, moving at your waist. And as long as it doesn't make you feel dizzy, turn to look at your foot. That will help you mobilize through the rest of the spine as well. But I'm keeping the foot on the floor. The buttock isn't having to overwork and fatigue to hold the leg up. We're just looking for mobility here. This isn't particularly about strength. I'm going to do one more now to each side. And then I'm going to place my knee. If you need to just sit back between exercises and release your wrists a little bit, you can, or by having the hands slightly further forwards, there's not so much pressure on the wrist. But extend to the other leg. This mobility with this side might not be the same. So again, we start quite small. And as it begins to feel okay, we make the movement bigger. And we really move at that waist and the hips and the neck if you want to. Like I said, if it makes you a little bit dizzy, keep the head still and just stay with your hips. Couple more each side. And then place and sit back again. Alright, so then we're going to come to seated. And we're going to do the spine twist today with the legs in this position, what we call tailor position, rather than extend, because I want you to be a little bit more relaxed, not be uncomfortable in your posture. Hands are coming here so that you can support. If you want to swap the hands over part way through, do sink the shoulders down away from your ears. We're breathing out to turn and breathe in to come center. We're not going to do the bounces that we did the other day. We're just going to stick with a straightforward rotation at the spine. Breathing out through your mouth, in through your nose, keeping the feeling of this breastbone being lifted and the chin parallel with the floor, and letting your head go with you. So you're also mobilizing the cervical spine. One more each side. And then release. Alright. We're then going to go into just a side bend. You can just extend the legs a little bit further away and put the hand to the side. You're going to bring an arm up and you're going to slide this supporting hand away and come over and breathe in to come back. We're going to place that hand and go to the other side. So we're going to get a little bit of a pendulum kind of motion going on here. But by the time you're in the full flexion here, that hand is down to support the back. It is important that you get the hand down in time so that the muscles aren't overworking to hold the torso in that flexion. If you feel comfortable with it, enough to get a little bit more of a swing going on, that's fine. Do one more each side. Feeling seasick yet? And stop. All right. So we're going to go to the half roll back because it's a lovely exercise to mobilize this joint here and through the back. You are not aiming to get your lower back to the floor. This is about working through this area here. You can't keep the toes down. Don't worry, they can come up. Just please don't roll outwards. Try and keep the feet parallel. Shoulders relaxed, arms extended. If you find it's too much, you can do it with the hands underneath or just resting on top in this position here. Exhaling, belly button to spine, so you tilt the pelvis, engaging the abdominals, trying to put length into these muscles so they don't overly grip, and inhale to come up, out through your mouth. Okay, so trying to relax the trapezius muscles, like I said, putting length into the hip flexors, so more of the workload is happening here at the abdominals. If you suffer with your tailbone, your coccyx and your sacrum, just put a little bit of extra padding. It depends on how much natural padding you have or not. Rolling back, inhaling up. Last couple. And up. And as always, just rest over the legs. So from here, we are going down to lying down, head cushion if you're more comfortable with a head cushion. And we're going to have the arms relaxed in an open position where it allows you to open your chest. Imagine melting your shoulder blades down into the mat. Pop the legs together and cross one leg fully over the other leg, as ladies do, okay? It's not the man cross, it's the female version of the cross. I'll refrain from the joke about why women cross their legs like that and men don't. We're going to rock from side to side with the goal of keeping the shoulder blades down into the mat. What you don't want to happen, for example, if I was to go this way, is to go so far you can see the shoulder comes up. We need to keep this down. Right? The buttock, each time we roll from one buttock cheek to the other, the buttock will come off. Now you can play around with this. You can keep this as a nice, big, slow, pendulous movement, or you can just speed it up a little bit and make it smaller, so you get a mixture of things going on. And then we're going to stop, and we're going to change legs and do exactly the same thing again. Start with a smaller movement so that you're aware of what's working, range of motion that feels comfortable, that you're keeping everything in place that should be in place. Just breathing freely. So at the moment I've just got a decent sort of normal pace going on. Now I'm just going to speed it up a little bit, but I'm not going to speed up my breathing. I'm going to keep my breath rate the same. And release. I'm going to take the legs to the bridge position, so the heels just that little bit closer in, arms down beside me, but the legs parallel, heels lined up with my sit bones. We're going to start with a normal bridge, and then we're going to bring in a leg movement, so we're kind of opening and closing the knees in a fluid movement. We're starting with just this imprint and rolling up, exhaling up, and inhaling to come back down, trying to keep the chin and the neck in the same position. Just coming up as far as shoulder blade height. Girls, kind of bra strap level is enough just to here. Exhale and inhale. Now what we're going to do is as we roll up, we're going to allow the knees to splay open, and on the way down they're going to close back to parallel again. Just as simple as that. Just opening on the way up and releasing on the way down. We're going to do 3 more with the legs opening and closing this way. And then we're just going to reverse that movement. Last one, exhale, opening on the way up and inhaling on the way down. Now we're going to keep them parallel on the way up And as we come down, we're going to open. So I'm going to get a nice fluid movement going on here now. Parallel to open and roll. Still trying to get that lower back down to the mat before the buttock cheeks, if possible. And rolling. And we'll do just one more. And roll back down and release. And then I'm just going to draw my knees in and just do a little rock from side to side. You just have 2 exercises left today. Easy Sunday. You can either roll onto your side or rock up to seated. So we're going to do the saw. And I'll do it this way to begin with, and then we can move positions if I feel you need to see a different viewpoint with regards to the hands. How wide apart you have the legs is totally up to your range of movement. You need to be able to sit up straight. So if you find you've got your legs so wide you physically can't sit up straight, close them a little bit. But you do need to challenge the flexibility and make sure the feet point upwards, that they don't start to rock out, that the knees bend, to keep everything nicely aligned. The position of the hands makes a difference to how your shoulders are positioned. So it is quite important that you look at what my hands are doing, listening to the hand positions as well. We'll just get the counting going first. 4 breath pattern, 4 separate moves. So we're breathing in to turn towards one foot with the whole of the torso, but without lifting the butt cheek. Inhale, exhale, reach the opposite hand towards that ankle as you come down. You're going to breathe in to come up and exhale to come center. So without going to the hands just yet, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Okay, the hands. The front hand that's going to the ankle, the thumb points upwards. The back hand is the opposite. It's pointing down. Inhale up, exhale center. So it's this. I'm looking towards that back hand. I'm only coming down as far as suits my mobility, my flexibility. Inhale. We'll do one more each side. Last one, breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out and release. And then as always, it's always really nice to finish any spine work or spine mobility with a cat stretch. Allow yourself to relax here for a moment. Okay, so resting on the forearms, arms slightly extended, so you do allow a stretch through here. Try to pop the head down as well so this gets lengthened out too. And take 3 deep breaths now, trying to send the breath into this area here, the back and the sides of the ribs. In through your nose, out through your mouth, in through the nose. Exhale, tightening up the pelvic floor and abs. Last one. And this time on the exhale, rolling back up to seated. And that's it. That's your spinal mobility and spine work done today. Like I said, please, if you've enjoyed this video, just give me a quick thumbs up on the YouTube once at the end of the video. And remember, if you subscribe, it just makes it easier to connect and you'll be notified when any videos get posted. Give me some feedback too, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube. Let me know what you think of the videos, what kind of exercise routines you'd like to see so I can tailor to your needs more. Have a lovely Sunday and I will see you for more on Monday. Bye.